We continue this evening with Arielle Dombasle. She is an accomplished actor with more than 70 film roles to her credit. Here's a look at some of her work.
Que vous demandez, c'est fort peu que de l'accorder. Mais par Dieu, je ne voudrais mis que je devienne votre ami par tel contrat et telle loi que vous alliez mourir pour moi. Ce serait un trop grand dommage.
Parce que c'est pas exactement le genre de type qui me plaît.
Mais toi, tu lui plais.
Qu'est-ce que t'en sais?
Il aime les filles, petites, fines et graciles, comme des tanagras.
C'est pour ça qu'il collectionne des porcelaines.
Il collectionne plutôt les filles. Je ne m'attendais pas à te trouver là, et en robe chic par-dessus le marché. Dans quelle armoire l'as-tu trouvée? Dans la mienne, généreuse. N'est-ce pas révélateur qu'une psy habille notre petite souillon en blanc? Quel révélateur, c'est que vous le remarquez. Touchée, mais pas morte. Quelle volonté de puissance derrière tant de blondeur. Ne vous y fiez pas.
Puisque je te dis qu'elle me trompe, comment tu veux que je prenne du recul? Au contraire, il faut que je la surveille. Il faut que je la surveille de mes propres yeux.
Oh là là, surtout ne fais pas ça.
C'est inévitable, j'ai pas le choix.
Mais non, tu vas t'humilier.
Je m'en fous, j'en suis plus là.
Écoute, Martin, pourquoi est-ce que tu ne suis jamais mes conseils?
Parce que tes conseils sont débiles, parce que tu comprends rien à ce qui m'arrive.
Bon, ben écoute, puisque c'est comme ça, ne me rappelle plus.
Master Stewart, you filled my garden with savage beasts. I've been badly bitten. Where were you?
Busy, Your Highness. We had some unwelcome visitors.
Beggars.
No, creditors.
Creditors.
She is also a singer. This year she releases 2 albums in the United States. Amor is in the stores today. C'est Bon will be in the stores in October. Here is a portion of her music video singing the calypso song Rum and Coca-Cola.
Out on Manzanilla Beach, she had romance with native beach. All night long make tropic love. Next day sitting hot sun and cool off. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola. Go down on Cumana, both mother and daughter. Working for the Yankee dollar.
Arielle Dombasle is married to the author and philosopher Bernard-Henri Levy. I am pleased to have her at this table for the first time. Welcome.
Oh,
Nice
I'm
to
happy.
see you.
Yes.
Now, how do you define yourself? Simply artist or singer or actor?
Oh, probably simply artist, you know.
Yeah.
But I've been singing since, well, I was picked up on movies because I was singing.
Yeah.
You know, for my first part on the movies in Eric Romer's film, he picked me up because I knew how to sing. So I was already at the Conservatoire de Musique. And for me, singing was always been the heart of my life. But it was secret at the beginning because I was not sure of myself. I was scared. So it was like my little hidden garden. And I had to really water plants and make it in full bloom once I really dared to sing.
Let me back up a little.
Yes.
You were born in Connecticut, so you have an
Yes.
American passport.
Yes.
Then you went to Mexico.
Yes, I went to Mexico and I was raised in Mexico by French parents. And my grandfather was the French ambassador in Mexico. And my father discovered Mexico through my mother. And they both lived in New York in the 50s.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I'm a kind of really, I have 3 cultures. My first language is Spanish.
Yes.
Yes, Spanish. Yo hablo español, es mi idioma. Tengo que decir hola a todos mis amigos latinos, mis amigos mexicanos, que hay muchos mexicanos aquí en Estados Unidos. Los latinos de Manhattan y de América, un beso, porque yo soy muy mexicana. My spirit, my soul is very Mexican. I lived there 18 years.
Yeah.
But I went to the the French, Liceo Franco-Mexicano, and I learned French at school. So, and my parents were speaking very often English in order for me not to understand. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing those 2 adults speaking Spanish, sometimes speaking French, and speaking English, and I was not understanding when they were speaking French and English. So I had to learn in order to know what was going on. So I'm really tricultured.
Then you went to Paris.
Yes, I went to Paris at 18.
To study?
To study.
Opera?
To study opera, because there was no opera house in Mexico. And I wanted to study music, and I wanted to study theater. And I started dancing very early, at 7. And so for me, you know, I always say that I started being a baby, and then I become an actress right away. I was always singing, dancing, playing.
And now these two albums, CDs,
yes.
This is Amor, Amor.
Amor, Amor.
It's already sold like 500, 600,000 CDs in France.
Yes.
This, C'est si bon,
yes.
will be released in New York?
Yes,
in New York in October.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And I'm so proud because they decided for the releasing of the record to bring me to New York to sing, to give 3 concerts.
You'll be performing at the Supper Club?
At the Supper Club.
240 West 47th Street,
yes.
September 19th, September
yes.
20th. And
yes.
What kinds of songs? These songs?
Yes, a bit, the 2 albums a bit mixed up, but mostly the new songs, yes. On the new album. And, you know, on the Amor, Amor, it was, this, you know, I'm built up, like most of the people are, from the sounds of your childhood. What were the sounds that were surrounding your life? Yeah. And my parents were listening to Chet Baker and Billie Holiday and Gershwin and Bernstein and Cole Porter and Nat King Cole and Julie London, and the music just penetrated me. And it was for me the music of their youth in America. And so that symbolized for me the American dream. So that was always in the back of my mind. That's probably the perfection of America. Those areas, those golden years between 40s, 50s, where you had all those musicals, and the entire world just dreamed of that music.
Especially in this city in the 40s.
Yes. How elegant, how subtle, how pretty.
You have a long and famous love affair.
Yes.
Bernard-Henri,
yes.
my friend.
Yes.
And you're my friend. The story of that love.
Yes.
You saw him.
Yes.
On the cover of a book.
Yes.
His first book, I think.
Yes. Barbarie à visage humain.
Yeah, right. And I said Barbarian to the Gate, which was another book.
Yes.
Yeah, this was at the time of, in the 60s, was it? When was it?
No, that was in 79.
79.
79.
You saw him on the cover, on the
yes, on
sheet.
Yes, yes.
And you said to yourself, what?
And I said to myself, I can't believe this face exists. That's the man I always dreamed of.
How did you know?
Because I just saw that image, and for me, he was like the Christ. It was such a strong image, and he had something like sorrow in his eyes and a sort of very intense way of looking, and very romantic, and like if he was in pain. And I thought, I'm the only one who can save him.
You thought that?
Yes, I thought that.
Now, what was your life like at that time?
Well, I was living with my grandmother because, you know, I lost my mother when I was 11. So my grandmother was the substitution of my mother. My grandmother was an exquisite woman, divine, and I was living with her in Paris. And I at that time, I was feeling very weak and very vulnerable. And Paris was my new country. I didn't know a soul. I only had friends of 90 years old, the age of my grandmother. And I was 18. And all of a sudden, I see that male figure existing. And I was obsessed. I thought, this is my destiny. This is the man for me.
So what did you do?
Well, I tried first to read him and to know more about him. Yeah. So I I thought, oh, he's an intellectual and he's such a philosopher, and he's in a very a circle of highly cultured people, and I think, oh, I'm an exotic creature coming from Mexico, and I do all kind of mistakes when I write. He will never love a girl like me. But I kept on dreaming. And then
We're talking about how long? Like months or?
Like months,
okay.
like months. And then once I saw that he was doing, autograph his books, you know, at a sort of a cultural center. And I thought, oh, maybe I'm going to meet him there. And I was playing with Eric Romer at the theater, something very romantic, Kleist. And I thought, I'm going to invite him. And pray God, he will come, he will see me on stage, and I pray he will fall in love with me.
He will know that I am the one for him, yes. As he is the one for me. Yes.
Exactly. I dreamed of that.
I'm such a sucker for a love story. Tell me more.
And so I arrived at that book cultural center, and he was surrounded by many, many women, and from all ages, and a group of people. And I said, no, I had a rehearsal, so I have to, and I sort of made my way through the girls. And Bernard-Henri always say he saw like the sea parting in the Bible, and I arriving like that, like a little, a creature putting everyone aside. Yes. And then I leaned on him, and I tried to attract him, but I didn't know what to do. And I gave him my book in a very sort of awkward way, and I say, oh, I'm playing in the theater some Kleist, La Petite Catherine de Helbron, will you come to see me? And he just looked at me on a glance like that, and he wrote something that absolutely broke my heart of desire. He just wrote, en attendant, waiting. So I thought, that's fantastic. He understood. I'm absolutely made for him. And then he never showed up. And then,
at the theater, he never came.
At the theater, he never came. And
Bad boy.
And then I was singing at the opera at La Scala.
In Milan.
In Milan, for a play, for a film on Mozart. Yeah. And I was playing the role in Mariage de Figaro. I was playing Suzanne. And stepping out of the Scala, what do I see? Bernard-Henri again crossing the street with a man. So this time he sort of, and we bump into each other. And then there, the big love story started really.
That night?
Yes, that very same night, which is a shame, but that was the way it was.
Why is it a shame?
Because I never go like that on the first night of a meeting. You generally don't go all the way. You wait. No, but the attraction
was overwhelming.
Was tremendous.
And then for 7 years you had a relationship.
Yes, for 7 years, a relationship, and
which was painful and thrilling.
Painful and thrilling, like all relationships are. I was the backstreet girl.
You were the backstreet girl. You, this preacher, this artistic.
Yes, I know, and you know, I was very successful already in France. I mean, I was. People were loving me, starting loving me, but I was only dreaming of one, and so I was suffering. And I tried my best to take his attention. He was married, and I even wrote a song, you know, and did an entire a video and a song, like sending him messages for love. You know, through music you can do that. And so I wrote that song only for him, so to get his attention, to prove him that I was made for him. That's why, And at the end, maybe through music, no, maybe, I don't know, at the end, finally, we got married and life sort of smiled to me.
You seem to me to be this person who is both vulnerable, yes, but also very strong. I mean,
yes, I tried. You know, I was, but I mean, now I'm much more, now, you know, now I dare to say things, but for a long time in my life, I was too much a secret person. I thought I was the only lonely person.
yeah.
And I thought, and all of a sudden I understood that I was lonely among many lonely persons that were suffering and that were idealistic and that wanted the life a certain way and that were not having what they wanted. And all of a sudden you sort of understand, and I understood that a lot through music, that when you show your weakness, your vulnerability, something that is you, that when you abandon yourself to the others, people connect with you. They are like you. They suffer and they like. And what I adore about my concerts, I've been doing over 60 concerts in many countries, is that I start singing and I show my heart and my soul. And some songs are heartbreaking and people cry. And I say, this communion that you have with others, that's the peak of the intensity of your life. It's incredible. For me, a concert is more than anything. All the movies I've done, and I sang very often on movies with very big directors and doing interesting things, it never gave me that joy, that incredible sense of being so close to the others, being like the other, like a communion. And perhaps something nearly mystical, really something really deep. And that, I think, only through music you can achieve.
But the life you have lived has given you expression for the songs that you sing.
Probably, yes. Well, the songs that I sing, you know, I love to pick up the best written songs ever. So they are best-ofs already. They are so well written that 3/4 of the work is done because it's divine. They are songs that everyone loves. But if you put your soul, your heart, and you try with the technique, I tried many years the vocal technique. People always told me, you have gold in your voice.
Gold in your voice.
Yes, and I didn't understand what it meant because I didn't dare to really sing as I was. I always, at the beginning, I sang opera. It was a very big performance vocally. People were astonished. But now I still have all my technique, but I go directly to the soul and the heart. And I think that connects people more, even more.
Do you look forward to singing in America?
Yes, I would love, you know, this, it's a blessing. I'm an American, of course, born in America, and I'm a foreigner because Mexico, France, and now I'm a sort of a Franco-American or Chicana.
Yeah.
And now I have that chance to be able to sing at the Supper Club.
To come home.
To come home on Broadway. Can't you imagine that? I pray God, thank you. This is a blessing. I'm so happy. And you know, the other night I sang for the 9/11.
Yes.
I sang
at the French Cultural
at the French
Embassy.
Cultural Embassy, and it was fabulous because I was proud I could give that to America. My voice, my feelings in the sorrow of the entire country. I was feeling part of the sorrow of the country, and I felt American sharing that sorrow. And I for me, it was my identity. And I don't know, it's really, I'm lucky that I can do those concerts. It's pure luck. I'm happy.
And deeply in love.
Yes.
And so damn proud of your husband, too.
Oh, so, of course. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I see him like a hero.
But you two are best friends. You read his books first.
Yes, he let me believe that I'm the reader that counts the most. Maybe it's true, maybe not, but he makes me believe it. and I'm so confident in everything he says and in the way he looks at me. You know, what is important, I think, in life is the way the people look at you. And he makes me feel bigger than what I am. I feel like a princess when he looks at me. And that's the most important thing. And when you look at people and you elevate them, then you can really think you bring them something.
Thank you for coming. Arielle Dombasle performing at the Supper Club, 240 West 47th Street on September 19th, September 20th, and September 21st. This album is already out, Arielle Dombasle, Amour, Amour, and this will be, C'est si bon, C'est si bon will be out soon.
C'est si bon, lovers say that in France, when they thrill to romance. My darling, c'est si bon, oh, c'est si bon, de se dire des mots doux, des petits riens de tout, mais qui en disent long.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Well,
we'll see you next time.